ShinRobjira.
What's going on there, friends and neighbors? I am ShinRobjira, and today we gonna be tier listings. Specifically, we are going to be tier listing all the 2021 Bandai Movie Monster series releases. We've got best, great, decent, meh, not good, did not buy. And before we get started, if you would like to make your own tier list, I will have a link to this one in the description below. So first, let's start with did not buy, and as we all know, that's probably like 3 on here. The first being the Sunny D Molt-Injected Burning Godzilla figure from, I forget, it was something Fusion, blah blah blah. It was an event exclusive, and I did want it, yes, but finding out that its prices, even on Mandarake, start at like 10,000 yen, I was like, you know what? I'm okay with high C, super awesome orange burning Hedorah. The next of the did not gets is actually the set of Naranga and Gabora from the Shin Ultraman line. Yet again, figures I wanted to cop, but at the time that they were up for pre-order, there was just too much coming in, and there was too much that I was saving up for. And to be completely honest, the only one of the two that I actually thought was truly worth it was Naranga. Gabora's just got a cinnamon cone for a head. Alrighty, I'm pretty sure that finishes up all the ones that I did not buy. Now let's move into practically everything else. So up first, we've got 1991 Godzilla. As we all know, I don't like the movie, I like the design, and I love the figure, and it is easily one of Bandai's best Godzilla figures in a very long time. So this guy's gonna go all the way up there in the best tier. Absolutely, mwah, lovely. And up next, we've got Lil Goblin, Jet Jaguar, Short Jaguar. And you know, it's not half bad of a figure. The material, or the kind of vinyl that they made the figure out of, really did have issues with paint and it getting in places that it shouldn't and not being too clean, at least when it came to my copy. Still a figure that I enjoy, for sure, especially for its articulation. It had a great set of articulation. But when putting all the pros and the cons together, I mean, this guy still, like, comes out pretty high, so I'm gonna put him in great. And I'm hoping the upcoming Jet Beta, which is kind of confirmed, I guess, I don't know, I'm hoping that the base vinyl is a little bit easier when it comes to the paint, and I hope that he just turns out better, yeah. Alright, up next is Godzilla Amphibia, or what did I call him? Godzilla Aquavelva? Something like that. Love the design, love the details on this figure, but damn did Bandai drop the ball on this. This guy could have been so much better, and you know, not one of these figures on this list is a figure that I truly dislike or hate or anything like that. But I do think when in comparison to others, Amphibia is probably one of the weaker ones, so I think he's gonna go in meh. Me personally. And Godzilla Terrestris, yeah, Godzilla Terrestris, or Godzilla Testicular Torsion, Godzilla Tetris, all that. Love the design yet again, but he sorely needed more love for the paint. Like, the whole dorsal fins, no paint, all paint, no paint yet again. It was just so corporate Bandai, so rushed and everything. The details and everything else is fantastic, but he is gonna go in... Well, I do like him more than Amphibia. I'll put him in decent, actually. And next we have Shin Gabora from Shin Ultraman. I love this design. I love this figure. I love the whole fleshy drill head frill that he's got going on. And overall, even though he's lacking some paint, I do think he is one of the better Movie Monster series releases from 2021. And that was very early in 2021, so I'm gonna put Shin Gabora up there in best. Oh, here he is! Monkey Kong was pretty good. The only thing that I remember having an issue with when it came to Movie Monster series Monkey was simply the eyes and how he looked more like he was yawning and he wasn't really angry. But other than that, the paint was fine, the detail was fine, so I think I'm gonna put him in, you know, decent, high tier decent. Definitely not great. Actually, no, great. That was a great release. What the hell am I saying? Up next is Movie Monster Series Megalon. I was super duper happy to have a new Megalon in my collection, literally months after I bought the friggin' memorial box version. I do so wish he had a lot more paint, because damn did he need a lot more paint. The severe lack of yellowish orange or just yellow on his body, like on the front especially, was definitely a deterrent, and I think I would put him in decent, right behind Terrestrius. Definitely one of the figures from last year that could have used a hell of a lot more love. So up next is Shin Ultraman from Shin Ultraman, and I feel pretty much the exact same way I do about Shin Gabora as I do Shin Ultraman. Could have used a little bit more paint on the tail, but the overall paint application and detail for this guy is rather magnificent, so I'm going to toss him up in best. Easily one of the best, yes. It's time for the ride figures. That was excessive and annoying. I mean, next to 91 Goji, I think Ride Goji was one of Bandai's best painted, best detailed, best everything figures, again, that they had put out in a very long time. And I'd even go as far to say that he was better than 91 Goji, just because there was more to him, essentially. And, you know, there's more to him in terms of paint and detail, yada, yada, yada. And they did a great job with it, and it's a cool design, even though it does kind of feel like leftovers from the Monsterverse and Heisei era got smushed into one little hamburgery boy over here, but I digress. Great figure, beautifully painted, beautifully detailed, mwah, one of the best. As for Ride version Ghidorah, though, I wasn't a fan of the design, I think. I know I'm definitely not a fan of the design now. It definitely didn't grow on me. It grew off of me. It fell off and it mutated and died in a corner somewhere. That's quite the visualization. I feel like most of the price for this guy was for his wingspan. Everything else felt like okay, but not like anything I would write to my mom about or anything like that. But at the same time, I do think he is on the higher end, just not one of the best of the Movie Monster series. But I will say he is high tier great, even for a design that I really don't care for too much, you dig? Okay, up next is Flying Jet Jaguar, which, if anybody remembers my triple comparison video, that was a really weird video. I don't think many people watched it. When compared to the standard Movie Monster series released figure, this one is definitely, at least my copy, it definitely lacked in terms of paint, that is for sure. Paint quality on this guy wasn't the greatest, and, you know, again, with that narrative, if you're gonna have a figure be an exclusive, please make the paint feel like I just bought an exclusive figure. Like, there's exclusive love and passion for this thing. There really, wasn't. There was a lot of smudges everywhere. But, I mean, for the most part, it was another new Jet Jaguar figure in the year 2021. I am going to stick him at top tier decent. Just decent. Retro color blue Hedorah. What a concept. Hedorah looking like an oil slick. I love it. This was a Godzilla store exclusive that sold out dumb quick. Like super duper quick. That is the fastest selling Godzilla store exclusive figure, and I think it might have sold quicker than Gorosaurus and Mechagodzilla, so retro color Hedorah was easily one of my favorites of the year. I wouldn't say it was the best, but I would definitely say it was high tier great. I don't think any other figure comes close to retro color Hedorah. Might be eating my words there. And in that same breath, we have Burning Hedorah, or 50th Anniversary Exhibition Exclusive Hedorah. I think that's the full title. A lot like retro color version Hedorah in some senses, but this time it's just translucent orange with some gold, some reds, some browns, all strewn about. And again, I'm gonna put this figure in great. Hedorah had a great year last year. Had a great anniversary year. So, yeah. Oh, yeah! The Godzilla vs. Kong Blu-ray exclusive figures. Yeah, sorry everybody. I didn't get that either. I was this close to getting it off of Mandarake because it was 7,000 yen. But then I found out that shipping was going to be an added 9,000 yen. That wasn't the added up price together, so I kind of backed out on that. And in all honesty, I was gonna get it, just to add to the collection, but I mean, I really don't think it really turned out wholly worth it. Especially Godzilla, he looks better in the promo pictures than he does like in hand from what I've seen from Ultrazilla's review and Steven's Toy Review's review. They're cool figures, and they're definitely nice little collector's items for super fans of GVK and the Monsterverse, but for me personally, you know, I could live without them, and if I can live without a Movie Monster series figure, I think that says a lot. Or does it? Alrighty, now it's time for the battle damage color version of Mechagodzilla 1975. Finally, a near screen accurate Movie Monster Series 75 Mechagodzilla. If he had not had that dumb little streak on the tail, I probably would have put him in best, but that dumb little streak on the tail just makes me so... But I also feel like I'm giving it too much of a hard time, you know? I feel like I could, you know, definitely lighten up on it, but do I think it's better than retro color blue Hedorah? No, I do not. I do think it's better than burning Hedorah, though, so I'm gonna put that in top tier great. Absolutely. All right, Movie Monster Series Mechagodzilla. Another easy shoe-in for one of the better Movie Monster Series figures released last year. I know a lot of people had issues with his balled up little meatball hands and everything, but I mean, it's technically accurate. I do wish Bandai could have at least, you know, just made them a little bit more sprawled out like so. Boobies. And aside from him being a little bit on the thicker side, it was a beautifully detailed figure, had a few flubs here and there, but I would definitely think this was a great figure for sure, and I would put him in great. Absolutely. Right, yeah, right next to Hedorah, I think, for sure. Standard Movie Monster Series Jet. Like, this is the figure people have been waiting for what feels like decades. It finally happened, and it yet again was one of the best painted Movie Monster Series figures of the year. It was definitely one people have been waiting for, as I just said. I think I'm repeating myself, oh my god. Standard Jet honestly got the brunt of the greatness, and I'm going to put him in the best tier, for sure. Okay, up next is Mega Movie Monster Series Shin Ultraman. I can tell by the arms. Bandai, I swear to all that is holy, do not do one figure for this line and let it die. Let's get some old 8-inch Godzilla figures up in this line, please. Can we not let this fall by the wayside? Don't let this be another Master Detail Movie Monster Series line like Mechagodzilla was, please. Please. Anyway, this was a great figure with a great paint job, a nice size to it, and it was essentially just the Movie Monster Series version with very minimal changes. Maybe even no changes. I don't remember, it's been a while, but I am going to put him very, very close up to Hedorah. No. There we go. That seems a little bit better. Don't want to get too antsy there. Gamera 3 Gamera. Beautiful new sculpt, beautiful paint job, all of that. For whatever reason, the legs were only articulated. I don't know why. I don't understand why. When it comes to being just a vinyl figure, yeah, that was a great figure, and I'm going to put that in great. For sure. Maybe not ahead of Damage Colored Mechagodzilla, but definitely up there, bro. And up next, we have Godzilla-kun from Godzilla. It's adorable. It's cute. It has everything that it needed to have. So, yeah, that'll go for great for me, honestly. Godzilla Aquatilis, or Godzilla Aquatides. This figure definitely had me a little bit more hyped up than I initially thought I would be for the Godzilla Singular Point line, and it's mostly because of how it was handled in terms of paint. The paint was definitely better than Amphibia and Terrestris, and the articulation was definitely a lot more than I was expecting, although I think it's just the arms. I don't remember, but it's a great figure. It definitely is. And in terms of quality, not design, I do think, whoa, I do think it belongs in great in terms of how it was done up and how much paint it had, yada yada yada. And then up next we have Goji Ultima over here. This went from a figure that I thought looked kind of ridiculous to just being one of my favorite releases of 2021. Definitely not best worthy, but definitely one of my major favorites. So he's gonna go in great. For me. Yeah, great. Okay, maybe Gamera first because he had a lot more color. Okay, maybe burning Hedorah first because she had a lot more color too. She, I don't know. Up next is the Heat Ray version of Godzilla Ultima, which I swore up and down that I wouldn't pay for, but I ended up doing it anyway. Go figure. Rob over here with this Movie Monster Series addiction. But no, it's a beautiful figure. Very lovingly painted. I felt I got my money's worth for sure. This might be a bit on the controversial side, but I'm gonna put this in best. I mean, when it comes to an exclusive to something, out of the remaining figures, at least one of them, I definitely think that was like one of the best exclusives from last year, aside from Ride version Godzilla. Alright, up next we have Super Gyaos from Gamera, Guardian of the Universe. Beautiful figure. Kinda wish they would have stuck with the original mold, especially after seeing it in action, but at the same time, I'm really not bummed out about it, and it was available at a very good price. It absolutely is a great figure. There we go. And you know, honestly, I can say the exact same for Iris. I do wish it had a little bit more articulation, but that figure's too good to be in just decent, you know? When it comes to Mother Legion, Queen Legion, the Legion over here, I think out of the 3 Gamera enemies we got last year, I can't believe that was all in 1 year. Holy God. I definitely think Queenie Legion over here definitely came out on top in terms of paint, detail, articulation, the whole 9 yards, and mwah! Alrighty, and up next we have the final 2 pieces of the Godzilla set, first being Llıll, and Llıll definitely was the weakest of the 3. I think so. I mean, I like it. Don't get me wrong. I mean, even with Godzilla Amphibia, as I said, I like the figure, but when in comparison, definitely the weakest of the bunch. And Minya, definitely the adorable little cinnamon roll is going to go in great. Beautifully done. Beautiful. Alright, up next we have Movie Monsters Shin Ultraman, the guy that sold out super friggin' quickly. I mean, between Shin Ultraman, Shin Naranga, and Shin Gabora, these things were sold out for months. And now, of course, most of them are back in stock that nobody knows what the heck to do with them. But no, this was a great figure. It was really interesting to see Ultraman in the Movie Monsters series line. I mean, wow. And I hope other franchises kind of sneak their way into the Movie Monsters series as well. And I hope there's more Ultraman, well, technically Shin Ultraman to come. And while it was a very basic figure and I found it to be the weakest of the three that came out, I think I said, no, I actually said Naranga was the weakest. I think it's just because I'm a simp for the Shin Ultraman design. Shin Ultraman will not be going in best here. He will definitely be going in great. Great. Great figure, truly, and I honestly feel the same exact way about the Specium Ray version. Lack of articulation there, sure, but it was cool getting an accessory with a Movie Monster series figure, especially one that had a little baggie on the hanger that you could keep on there. I'm very easy to please, and I think that's just cool, so he's gonna go in, yeah, he's gonna go in great as well. Okay, now speaking of great, we're finishing off on an absolute trilogy of magnificence here. Singular Point Anguirus. Yeah, you know what? Look at my eyes. Singular Point Anguirus is the best Singular Point figure released as of now that had a standard release. 150,000%. So Singular Point Anguirus is gonna go in best. I'm sorry, coupled with the detail, the paint, how much of this guy they actually painted, it was magnificent. It was a dream come true, honestly. And I couldn't sing my praises any higher for him. Like, God bless Anguirus. You had a great year. You did. Would have been nice if we got some Showa Anguirus or an actual 55 Anguirus. Alright, up next is Singular Point Manda. I kind of feel the exact same way about Manda as I do Anguirus, but I don't think it's one of the best figures of the year, but it's definitely a high tier great. The detail was magnificent, and I feel the paint captured it to such a degree in a lovely way. So I will put Manda, yeah, right there. I think that's good enough. And finally, the poll winner of the 2021 Choose the Next Movie Monsters series poll, whatever the heck you want to call it, Gorosaurus. The boy came back with one heck of a vengeance, and Bandai brought him back in beautiful fashion as an unfortunate Godzilla store exclusive, which unfortunately, apparently isn't going to get reissued. Let's see how they feel about that in a couple of years. Wink. This was a great way to bring Gorosaurus back to the forefront. It was a beautiful figure, only had maybe one or two flubs, and the only thing that I wanted more out of it was just a swivel at the head. But other than that, when it comes to the paint, when it comes to the detail, when it comes to bringing back a Showa era champion, I like this figure. And I think Bandai did a great job, and even though the tail ain't fully painted, I am going to put him in best. I genuinely do not think any of these figures were quote-unquote not good. I do think, especially Amphibia over here was definitely the weakest of the year, and I feel a lot of the issues plaguing the Decents and plaguing the Mez could possibly end up being fixed with a Godzilla store exclusive that will likely probably not happen for any of these because one of them was a Godzilla store exclusive. But it would be nice to get like a box set of the Singular Point boys just like all together with like fully maxed out paint. You know what I mean? You know what I'm saying? Like the morphological change set. But anyway, that is my tier list ranking the Bandai Movie Monster series releases of 2021. I am not going to be doing a wish list on top of this because this video is already 24 minutes long. That'll be a separate video. I apologize. And I hope you enjoyed watching me talk about figures without actually having the figures in front of me to talk about. If you did, you should drop a like and a comment saying, Rob, we want more. Do the Godzilla Designs tier list, you hack! And I'll absolutely do that. And I'll eventually do soundtracks if you guys want it. But other than that, my mission here is complete. I hope you enjoyed. Thank you to everybody who watched all the way to the end, and I will see you all next time. And I have no idea when next time is, so yeah. 2021 Bandai Movie Monster Series tier making list. Hopefully we can have a nice, super packed Movie Monster Series year for 2022 as well. Bye, everybody.